Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And I'm making this vlog real quick just to answer a couple of questions I got on the Twitter last night, because I was chilling with the homies. We going back and forth with tech and all this other shit. So I decided to answer the first 10 questions that I get, and I'll throw them out in this video. So now keep in mind, if I pronounce your name wrong and all of that, my bad, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can. So let's get right into it. The first question comes from my dude Jay Nava, and he asks, what do I hate most about Apple fanboys? Now, to answer that, I wouldn't really say I hate Apple fanboys. You know what I'm saying? That hate is such a hard word. I would say that the thing that annoys me the most about Apple fanboys are, you know, they act ignorant when it comes to the fact that other companies or other OSs are better than Apple in certain aspects. You know, the thing that bothers me about the fanboys are, you know, they act like just because it says Apple is automatically the best. You know, and if you want to be heavy in the tech game, you can't just run around with this blind ignorance just because, you know, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with repping your favorite company. You know, nothing wrong with, you know, you love Apple, so, you know, you're going to rock with Apple. Nothing wrong with that. But you can't have this attitude like just because it says Apple, it's automatically the best. You know, for instance, that would be like me. Everybody knows that, you know, my favorite kind of cars, I like BMWs. You know, I had about 6, 7 BMWs in the past and all that. So everybody knows I like Beamers. But for me to act like Beamers are the best cars in the world just because I got one, you know, that would be ignorant. If somebody came and told me, oh, they got the new, you know, the S65, it got 600 something horsepower on it, and I say, oh, you know, that's whack. Who needs 600 horsepower? 500 is good enough. You know, that's just being ignorant. And that's the same how it is with the Apple fanboys. If you've seen my last couple of videos when I did the comparisons, you know, I got a lot of comments. A lot of cats was just, you know, just blind to the fact that, you know, some things are better than Apple. You know, so point blank. So that's the answer to that is, you know, I just don't like the fact that they just act like Apple is the supreme company. You know, don't get me wrong, Apple is a great company and all that, but other products do certain things better than Apple. And if you're going to be heavy in tech, you just got to realize that. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep an open mind. So that answers that question. The next question comes from the homie Joan Hassel. Now, I probably said that wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. He asked me, what's the difference between Android 2.3 Gingerbread and Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich? Now, to answer that, the basic difference is, you know, when Android 2.3 Gingerbread came out, that was for smartphones. And when Android 3.0 Honeycomb came out, you know, that was for tablets. So when the 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich came out, that was supposed to unify the OSs. You know, so it's supposed to be all the smartphones and all the tablets all running on the same OS with the same, you know, features. Not to mention, when you get the 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich, you get a whole new user interface. You know, I'm not going to get too deep into this because I would advise you to probably just look it up on Google if you want to get a detailed spec by spec. But basically, it's a new UI. It gives you a lot of new features. You know, I'll just show you a quick few. Like if you look at the Gingerbread on my Epic, and you look at the Ice Cream Sandwich on the Nexus, you notice a couple of things. Like with the lock screen, now you have the notification bar that works from the lock screen. You didn't have that before. You also have the on-screen buttons. You have the multitasking. You know, now you can just swipe out. So the multitasking is definitely better. You know, there's a lot of features. You know, you have the new blue user interface. You know, you have the resizable widgets. It's a lot of things that we could get into, but basically the simple answer is the Ice Cream Sandwich is kind of like a combination between honeycomb and gingerbread. All right, but like I said, Google it for yourself, get the full answer for that one. Me personally, I think Ice Cream Sandwich is the best OS that came out for Android. I had all of them ever since Cupcake, you know what I'm saying? So to me, Ice Cream Sandwich is the best one that they came out yet. Might not be the smoothest. The smoothest one is probably Gingerbread, but Ice Cream Sandwich has the most features on it so far. All right. Next, my homie Gary asks, which is better for me, Android or Blackberry? Which one, you know, is better for me? Which one should you get? Well, you know, that all depends on, you know, what you're going to use your phone for. I mean, in overall picture, I would say Android kills Blackberry across the whole board. But, you know, if you a businessman and you don't really use YouTube and you're not on Facebook and Twitter, and all you're really concerned with is getting a phone that has to do with email and communications, battery life, then go with Blackberry. If emailing and battery life are your main two focuses, and you take pictures here and there, and you know, you might tweet something here and there, yeah, Blackberry's a go. But if you just are all around, you know, you just want an all around phone that's just going to do everything for you, then definitely go with Android. Definitely, you're gonna get more for your money. So basically, my answer to that is Android kills BlackBerry any day of the week. Next, my homie Alfonso, is one of my real homies. You know what I'm saying? He hit me up. He asked me, what's gonna happen with all the 4G phones once they roll out the LTE network? What's gonna happen with the 4G phones? Everybody gonna be left, holding the 4G phones? Are gonna force you to upgrade? Well, I don't know 100% if they still gonna work the same and all that, but my answer would be, it's just like anything else. They're gonna force you to upgrade sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to upgrade, and not to mention, if you're already paying for a cell service, you're paying 70, 80, 90. Most of us paying $100 something a month. You might as well get the most for your money. So if you got a 4G phone and the LTE network comes out, then it makes sense for you to you might have to bite the bullet and upgrade, because you're going to want to take advantage of all of the features that they have to offer. It doesn't make any sense to still be trying to hold on to an old school HTC Evo, the old one. Meanwhile, they got LTE running out, and everybody else is browsing the web 10 times faster than you. Then you might have to just upgrade. So I don't know 100% sure, if you're still going to be able to rock all your old phones and all that. But my personal opinion, I think they're going to force you to upgrade. Me, I'm going to upgrade anyway, because I want the newest shit out. You know what I mean? Next, the homie Steve Farrell asked, what's the pros and cons of Verizon versus Sprint? Well, that's a simple answer. Basically, Sprint is cheaper. So when you go to get a new phone, if you got right now, if you decide and you want to get a cell phone, you could get whatever carrier you want, and your choice is between Sprint and Verizon. Well, it depends. Do you want to save some money or not? Now, if you want to save a couple of dollars, now don't get me wrong, it's not going to be major savings, but if you want to save a couple of dollars, not to mention Sprint still has the everything, so you might want to jump on that while you can still get it. If you want to get a nice everything unlimited, $100 a month plus tax and all that, then you go with Sprint. But you're going to get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? If you want a better quality of phone, like if you use your phone for your job, or you making money off your phone and you need to be getting those phone calls, and you like me, you can't afford no drop calls and all that, then I'm gonna go with Verizon. Verizon, it's a little bit more expensive, but the quality of the service, you get what you pay for. Both companies have a nice amount of phones to choose from. Both of them got the iPhones, both of them got the Nexus, both of them got a whole bunch of Droids, a whole bunch of Blackberries and all that. But I'll give you a quick example. The other day, I was driving around, I was in New Jersey, and the oil light came on in my car saying I need to add a quart of oil. Now, my car uses 1060. You can only get that from the dealership. But I'm all the way out in New Jersey. I don't want to take a chance driving all the way back to New York without adding some oil. So I wanted to Google real quick and find out if I could drop some 1040 synthetic in there, just 1 quart, mix it up in there, and see if that's going to cause a problem, see if anybody else had that same issue. So now I'm in the store, the AutoZone, and I whip out my iPhone. I can't get no, I'm trying to go online, can't get no service. So I whip out the Epic, same thing. So now I had to go all the way back in the car, get the Nexus, come back in the store, and boom, I'm on the internet browsing, like it's nothing. So basically, for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna go with Verizon over Sprint any day, but if you want to save some money, then you rock out with Sprint. Next, the homie Black Prince 310, that's one of my dudes also. He hit me up. He said, when we gonna make a tech podcast? And my answer to that is, yo, dog, I'm waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be willing. I get a lot of comments, like I'm sure you do, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, Twitter, and all of that. I would rather talk to dudes like I'm talking right now. I'd rather people be able to interact instead of just typing, 2-paragraph messages back and forth and all that. I wouldn't mind doing some tech podcasts, and especially if we get together and do something, because you rock with T-Mobile and AT&T, I rock with Sprint and Verizon, so therefore we basically got a whole, we could cover all of the phones that's out. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm waiting on you. If you want to get it popping, I'm all for that. I'm with that. You know more about the computer aspect of setting up the podcast and all that more than me. So if you want to get it popping, just holler at me. You know how it is. I'll roll out. So the answer to that is whenever you're ready, I'll jump on board. You know what I mean? Next, my homie Austin asks, when is a phone screen too big? Because the new Evo 4G LTE is gigantic. That was the question. So when is the phone screen too big? Well, that all depends on the person. If you ask a lot of girls are going to say that 4.3 is giant. That's a big phone for a girl of 4.3. So that's why a lot of girls, they'll tend to gravitate more toward the iPhones and the Blackberries. you know, and even if they do get a 4.3, they're gonna feel like they got a huge phone. But for a dude like me who's kind of big, look at the iPhone. Look at my fingers on the iPhone. Like one finger basically cover up the whole screen. You know what I mean? So for me, I would say something like the Galaxy Note, a 5.3. You know, that's a perfect size phone for me. You know, if Sprint or Verizon had the Galaxy Note, I would definitely have that phone right now. You know, when is the phone screen too big though? I would say anything bigger than 5.5 would be like, all right, now you're pushing it toward a tablet. You know, because when I'm rocking like my HTC Flyer, I always imagine like if it had a phone attached to it, would I still rock it? Of course I would, but it would be hard to carry around in your pocket. So I would say the Galaxy Note is really pushing the limits on when a phone screen is too big. But for my taste personally, the Galaxy Note is perfect size screen, 5.3. Next, my homie John asks, can BlackBerry ever make a comeback? And the answer to that is, I think they can. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows right now that if you into emailing and text messaging and you got to write a lot from your phone, and you know you got to type a whole bunch of messages and all that, there's no phone out right now on the market that can compete with a BlackBerry keyboard. With the BlackBerry, the new one, the one I did in the video, the 9930, that has the best keyboard out of any BlackBerry or any smartphone that I've used, period. There's no phone out right now that can touch the BlackBerry keyboard, but the main drawback is, you know, the phone is slow. You know, there's still no dual-core processor BlackBerry's out, so the phone is going to be slow. You know, and you know, the phone, it just doesn't have enough apps and enough fun stuff to keep people interested. But there's still a market for people who use BlackBerry in the business world. So BlackBerry, I think they could really come back if they came out with a dual-core processor phone. Keep that patented keyboard, because everybody wants that keyboard. Keep that keyboard, but just speed up the phone, and whatever you got to do, you know, suck up your pride and all that, and merge with Android, merge with whoever you got to merge with, and get these apps rolling out. BlackBerry could definitely make a comeback. They're not really 100% dead yet. I still use my BlackBerry when I get work emails. That's the first phone I pull out of my pocket when I got to respond. And you know, BlackBerry security's, you know, top notch. So therefore, BlackBerry could definitely make a comeback. Next, my homie Ben asks, what's my favorite 5 apps? My most favorite all-time 5 apps? Well, that would be hard to say because, you know, apps keep coming out, apps keep changing, so there's always going to be some new apps that's always going to replace one of my old favorite ones. But I'll just pick up my Epic right now and just briefly show you my favorite 5 apps that I use the most right now. First, Flight Track. You know, a dude like me now, I fly a lot, so Flight Track is one of my favorite apps. It really works. If you fly or if you're waiting for somebody to come in on the flight, Flight Track is the best Flight Track app out right now, hands down. I use that all the time, so I don't rock no phone without no Android phone without my Flight Track. Next, Foxfee. You know, a lot of people been hitting me up trying to get Foxfee in the market. They took that off the market, but you could go to their website and still download it. But like I said, be careful with it. Don't OD on it, because a lot of cats will tell you they'll shut you down for using too much internet. So Foxfee I like, because right now when I'm out in the whip, if I want to jump on the Galaxy Tab or jump on my Zoom real quick, I can connect it through Foxfee. Next, flashlight. You know, I always need a flashlight. You know, you get in the car, you drop something, you know, it seems like a little cheesy app, but believe it or not, flashlight is a perfect app to have on your phone. You know, you coming in late at night, you're trying to find your keys, you know, trying to find something you dropped in the car, you're trying to, whatever. The little flashlight the little flashlight app is a must-have for me. Next, Wake Voice. You know, all of these apps, like I said, I did in my Android app videos, so you can check them out for yourself. I ain't gonna go, you know, into all of them. I'll just tell you what they are. Wake Voice is the best alarm clock out right now. It'll force you to get up, trust me. And then when you do get up, you're waking up to the news and the weather and your calendar and all of that with a nice, you know, Siri kind of voice. So Wake Voice is a definite app for me. And also Guard My Angel. Now that was one of my, this is like probably my favorite app. I recommend this app to anybody who got a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter, whatever, and you get them a phone. Make sure you get them Guard My Angel. You know, especially like when they outside late at night. Me, I'm out doing all kind of shit in the middle of the night. You know, you want to be sure that if something goes wrong or something happens, people know where you at, people know where you've been, people could get in contact with you, and people could find you. You know what I mean? So Guard My Angel. So those are my favorite 5 apps right now. Shout out to the homie Ben. And the last question I'll get into real quick comes from Big Juicy, aka Mr. Beautiful 323, and also my homie Clinton. They both asked the same question. What do you do for a living? What's your profession? Now, I answered that in my Floss Addresses YouTube video, so you can check that out. But I'll answer it again real quick. basically, when it comes to what I do for a living, you know, I don't like to mix my business and pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Making YouTube videos and reviewing phones and all that, that's pleasure for me. But when I go to work, you know, that's a straight up business for me. That's how I make my money. You know, that's how I feed my daughter. I'm gonna take care of my shorty and all that. That's how I eat. So therefore, I don't really like to put that out there, because if you read the comments on my videos for yourself, you see I got a lot of haters, a lot of cats that's just, you know, crazy stalkers, you know, a lot of weird people out there, you know what I mean? So I don't really get into what I do professionally, but like I'm saying, and like I said in my other video, I don't do nothing illegal. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do is on the up and up. I got a real job, I got my own business, and I like to hustle, you know what I'm saying? I'm always working, you know what I mean? But like I said, don't mix, and this is advice that you should take also, my dudes who make videos. You know, don't be putting too much of your personal business out there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't make no videos from inside of my house. I don't make no videos, you know, really bigging up what I do and all that, you know, because a lot of things is just, people just take them the wrong way, or people just run with them, you know what I mean? So I like to keep my business and my pleasure separated. You know what I mean? So, but to answer that, you know, I don't do nothing illegal. I do everything on the up and up, but I basically just hustle, you know what I'm saying? I'm always working 24/7. I got my own business that I run, and believe me, a lot of cats think that, you know, they see me buying this and doing that, so they think I'm balling out of control and like I'm living some kind of cupcake easy life. But a lot of cats, while y'all sleeping, I'm up grinding. You know what I'm saying? While y'all on vacation, I'm working. You know, while y'all out on dates, going to the movies and all that, I'm still getting my grind on. So to answer that question, I basically just grind 24/7. I get my hustle on, and you know, I try to stay humble with mine. You know what I mean? So I hope that answers all those questions. All right. Shout out to everybody that rock with me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on Boxer. Shout out to the whole Instagram fam. Like I said, that's where we at now. We moving out heavy on Instagram. And I'm going to get up with y'all on the next video. All right. Also, before I go, the homie Patrick hit me up. He said he was going to get one more question. I told him I was going to, just for him, answer the last question, but he never got back to me. So I hit you up on the next video for that one. And the homeboy Dave from around the way, he wanted me to make some car porn. All right, so I'm gonna make that right now, because I'm leaving right now to the spot. If you don't know what car porn is, Google that. It's basically just noise from your car driving around. Cats who into, you know, race cars and exhaust and all that, they want to know. And my homie Dave, he got the M3. He thinking about getting the GT exhaust and all that, so he want to hear how I sound. So I'm gonna make that video right now. It's your boy Floss. I'm gonna catch up with y'all on the next trip. Deuces.